Get ready for the next battle.
What's going on, YouTube? This is D-Rec here once again with Argo, bringing you another Gundam Card Game feature match here on the channel. If you guys enjoyed today's match, as always, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below about how your testing's been going leading up to the Dallas Regionals there coming up next month, within less than a month now. I believe it's the weekend of the 19th, 20th there, so you guys have about a month left of preparation to get into that tournament mindset there, get your decks testing. A lot of movement around the first set with regards to a lot of the decks that have come up, changed around, and become more meta-relevant than we previously anticipated. In the last video, we talked a little bit about red-blue, Cyber type ping, and then green-blue, Zeon Rush taking the stage, following red-blue, or red-green rather, Zeon Rush. But getting back into today's match, I'll be taking the first turn, playing the one resource, and then passing. My buddy Dan on the left there is piloting a green-white wing blockers list, as well as myself on the right playing blockers. But in blue, we have white-blue Unicorn Gundam. So blockers versus blockers, it's going to come down to who can see more of their push engine first, whether that's Dan on the left hitting more of his wings and his death scythe, or myself on the right seeing the unicorns and the banagers to make some more aggressive push turns. But so far going to turn 3 here, it's been mostly just back and forth playing blockers. By turn 3 I play an Overflowing Affection to get the extra draw and cycle. And that'll be the end of my turn 3, passing it back to Dan. Now on turn 3. Level 4, he has the opportunity to play some more cards than I do at this point. So he's going to throw down a Wing Gundam Bird Mode for 3, getting the extra EX resource there. He's got the dice counter on his EX resource to keep track of how many he has. Along with the Elfrith there, he's got a pretty decent board state. But against my blockers, it's kind of passive in the early game right now. Seeing more of my low-end blocker engine there. Coming into the mid-game, we want to see either the RX-78 here or some other blue cards. I did tinker with this list a little bit since the last time I played with this deck a little bit, so a little bit of a change-up in the mid-game there. We're going to do our turn 4 with a Show of Resolve to draw 2. Tap the last resource there. We're going to throw a Kira Yamato on the Elfrith there, and that's just going to give it a little bit of extra health and a little bit of extra attack power there. With the swing, we're going to be able to minus 2 AP off of Dan's Elfrith there to make it a 0-4. If he does decide to block with it, he does save his EX base, but we'll lose the blocker with no damage dealt back to my Elfrith there. My Elfrith is sitting at a comfy 4-5. Pretty good, decent spot to be in. But for Dan's turn 4, he's going to throw down a Wing Gundam with the Euro to pilot it, using up one of his EX resources there. It's going to be a 7-7 with the link effect from Hero there. He's going to swing into the Elfrith. That's going to be a 4 damage dealt back trade. But he's going to be able to do the Breach 5 to hit my EX base there to blow it up. And then he's going to attempt to swing with the Bird Mode. To block with these Zawart there, and that'll be the end of Dan's turn 4. The ramp's just really insane for Dan's deck here, especially going second. He'd be always a level ahead as long as he has the EX resource on board, plus the Bird Mode. Again, turn 4, he was able to play a level 6. Really solid for green, white, wing blockers there. We're going to pay 2. We're going to throw down a gun cannon. And we're going to link it with the Amuro Ray to rest his Elfrith there, giving me a free attack at shield, potentially. We're going to trade instead into the Wing Gundam 4. That's going to trade both of those units off. But no effect on shield there, unfortunately. We're going to throw down a Kusanagi. And I do make a mistake here. I try to bounce the Elfrith, but it has to be a 3 HP, not a level 3. So we're not able to bounce, but we do get a base. Although it only has 4 HP, we do have a base to give us a little bit more protection. We get that added card back from the shield area. Make some plays in our turn 6 potentially after Dan passes on his turn 5 here. We're gonna see what he does first before then. Dan's gonna throw a base of his own down, an Archangel for 1. We go nicely with the Ilfrith that he has on the board right there. Let's play some other stuff here. He's gonna tap 2 for a Zawart. Be a 2 attack damage on my base, and he's gonna pay 2 with the Archangel to untap the Ilfrith. That'll be the end of Dan's turn 5. Still has his EX resource. He is at level 6 technically. We're gonna get up to level 6 on our own here. Can make some decent plays going into mid game now. We're gonna pay 4. We're gonna throw down an Ale Strike. Really solid blocker. We're gonna pay the 1, and we're gonna pilot it with the Kira Yamato to get the link. It's gonna bounce. Goes the warp back to his hand there, and then with the pilot effect there, same combo as before. We'll be able to swing -2 AP off of the Ilfrith to make it a 0 attack unit. That's gonna blow up his Archangel. We do still have 1 left untapped there in our resources. I'm gonna pass with the 1 floating resource there. Moving on to Dan's turn 6 now. He's at level 7, so he has access to some more cards. He was at level 6 prior with the Wing Gundam there, but now being at level 6 formally, or level 7 formally with 6 full resources, he could potentially go into a Death Scythe combo here. He's gonna start his turn off with an Archangel, adding another shield back to his hand. Pay 3 here. He's gonna throw down a Perfect Strike. Another really solid blocker for white there. 4/4 like the Ale Strike. He's gonna swing into the base with the Ilfrith to remove the remaining 2 HP on the Kusanagi and then untap it with the Archangel. That'll be the end of Dan's turn 6. Decent board state. He's got 2 decently sized blockers. We're going to get into our level 7, turn 7. Now we're going to pay 1. We're going to throw down an Archangel of our own, getting another shield back from our shield area. It's going to come down to if Dan decides he wants to block here. So we're going to attack the Archangel, and then on attack, reduce the Perfect Strike by 2 AP. Let's make them both 2/4. He's going to block with the Ilfrith there, dealing 2 damage back. Pay 2 here. The Archangel to untap the Ale Strike. Pay 2 for a Zawart, and then 2 for an Ilfrith. So now we have a set of blockers of our own. Really slow mid-game, but that's more or less the theme for both of our decks until we can hit our push combo pieces here. For myself, that's again the Unicorn there, and for Dan, that's going to be his Wing Gundams, 0, and potentially the Death Scythe. He's able to push a little bit more. He's going to pay 5 for a Freedom Gundam. So he sees his freedom before I see mine here. Give him some opportunity with blockers, and if he has the Kira, really push a little bit more. He's going to throw down the Zawart that we bounced earlier.
Yeah, Blast Blade. MLB just gets the same pose.
And then he's going to pass his turn. No attack.
He just sits there and just...
Moving into our turn 8 now. Starting to get into the late game a little bit.
It's just the same looking fucking card. It's just, oh, yep, there's Majesty Lord Blast.
With 8 resources, we have full access to everything that the deck has in it. And then some to really push a little bit more. Make some plays here. We're going to pay the 6 to throw down the Unicorn Gundam Destroy mode. And then 1 for the Banager to get the link and the draw. Really solid. Not the best way you want to see destroy mode there. You really want to combo that off of the Unicorn mode, Unicorn Gundam there, to get the full combo effect. But still really solid. We're going to pilot the Ilfrith with an Amuro to rest one of Dan's blockers. We're going to rest the Perfect Strike, using one of his blockers there so that we can get more attacks in potentially. We're going to attempt to swing into the Archangel with the Unicorn, resting the Freedom Gundam on attack. That'll destroy Dan's Archangel. We're going to attempt to swing in with the Ale Strike to shield, reducing the Zawart by 2 AP. He's going to take that. He's going to get the burst check of the Kira. Add that to hand. That's going to be potentially bad for us in the coming turns there. Whether or not he decides to throw that on either the Perfect Strike or the Freedom Gundam there. Either way, it will resolve. I believe he has to be paired for the Freedom Gundam. So if he throws on the Freedom, then that'll give him the minus 2 AP to one of my units for the turn. He's going to throw down an underground desert base. Take another shield back to his hand there. I'm ahead in shield and currently in board state, but it's going to come down to if he has the pieces he needs to push this turn or the He throws down a Death Scythe. The question is, does he have the Duo Maxwell? He does in fact have the Duo Maxwell. That's going to give him the link plus the effect of the Death Scythe there to get first strike and get a tapped resource. It's really going to come down to the contemplation of how he wants to sequence his attacks this turn. Took back trying to swing with the Death Scythe there right away. I pay 1. Gonna throw that Kira he checked earlier onto the Freedom, and that's gonna reduce one of my units by 2 AP for the turn. Let's see what he wants to do here a little bit. He's gonna give minus 2 AP to the Ilfrith, making it a 2 AP card once again. Essentially negating the Amuro link, or pair rather. I'm gonna swing in with the Death Scythe at my Unicorn. Now this would be a trade, but we're going to block the Zawart instead there. Gonna swing at the Unicorn once again with the Freedom. He's gonna minus 2 to the Ilfrith there to make it a 0 blocker, and then he's gonna trade the Unicorn there. And swing the Zawart into my rested Ale Strike. I'm gonna block with my Ilfrith. It has the 2 AP back because the Kira effect is only during that battle. And then he's gonna swing in with the Perfect Strike against my Ale Strike. Trade once again. Essentially cleared both of our boards minus his Death Scythe there. Can use up his EX resource finally to pay 2 for a Zawart in hand. That'll be the end of Dan's turn 7 or turn 8. Going into my turn 9. Really starting to get a little thin on the hand for both of us. So it's going to come down to what if we're able to see some draw engine, potentially some bigger cards. Pay 4. We're going to replay an Ale Strike. Pay 1. We're going to pair it with the Amuro to get the rest. Or bounce, rather. The rest doesn't really matter because we're going to bounce with the Ale Strike. Force him to replay it either in the next turn or the coming turns, but it's another 2 resources he has to pay, although largely inconsequential in this stage in the game. Dan's gonna pay 3 for another bird mode to get another EX resource. He's gonna link it with the Hero Yui to make it a 5/4. He's gonna swing in for lethal on base. We're gonna allow that to go through. Then once again, he's gonna swing with the Death Scythe. That being a 6/6 is a little dangerous. We're going to burst check an Archangel. our shield area. Really solid burst check there. Definitely want to see that. Dan's going to throw down another Ilfrith. He's going to replay that Zawart there, and that's going to be the end of Dan's turn 9. He's at level 10 on turn 9. EX resource coming back once again with the bird mode. Getting into our turn 10. This is really a theme for a lot of the blocker decks there. They stall a lot until they're ready to push, or they whittle down their opponent on resources and board state. But in this case, because we're both playing some form or the other of backup engine to draw or search. In Dan's case, he has the search, and in my case, I have the draw engine. It really just comes down to who bricks earlier than the other. Threw down the Elfrith there, and then we piloted it with the Amuro Ray to rest down the Zawart. So we attempt to swing into the underground mining facility there. We'll take 2 back on the Ale Strike there because we don't have Kira effect there. We're going to untap for 2 with the Archangel to restand Ale Strike, and we'll play as a Zawart down and pass that. Dan's getting into his turn 10 now. At level 11. I have a feeling, it's just my thought, going into the next few sets, there will be cards that are higher level. So like green will get a card that's like level 12 or something like that. And because of the EX resource there, he'll be able to potentially make that. Be really insane, but I think that that's something that they'll do in the near future if they start really ramping up with the intensity of cards and their abilities. Dan's going to attempt to swing in with the Wing Gundam bird mode. We're going to trade with the Ilfrith. He's going to swing into base with the Death Scythe. We're going to let that go through. And Dan will pass with that. Really a battle of the top decks now. We're going to attempt to swing in Ale Strike first, it looks like. Definitely a tough situation to be in, especially with no backup, potentially. We're going to attempt to swing into base 6. You know, Daddy's going to trade with the Zawart.
Well, no, that's in every start deck. The leaders look like that. Yeah.
Trades into the Ale Strike there. I only have the Zawart left against his Death Scythe, which is a little intimidating, but we're both looking at next to their cards. I'm going to throw down a Perfect Strike, and we have the Cure to go with it, and that's going to be the end of my turn 10. Going into turn 11. Never thought I'd say that. Going into turn 11. And it's going to pay, looks like 4. He's going to throw down another Ale Strike. He's going to pay 1. He's going to pair it with the Hero Yui to bounce the Zawart. He's going to attempt to swing in with the Death Scythe once again. So this time I think that we're in a better position. Maybe not. We only have the Zawart in hand right now. It's going to come down to what we really draw. So we're going to trade Perfect Strike into his Death Scythe, and that'll be the end of Dan's turn 11. Getting into my turn 11, or turn 12. Really getting into late game here. We have the Zawart in hand. I'm not sure what the other card is in hand there. We're going to replay this. Okay, it's a pilot. So we're going to replay the Zawart. We're going to pair it with the Kira to make it a 5-3. That'll be the end of my turn 12 there. Passing it back to Dan. He only has 1 card in hand. He's going to... what he wants to do. He's going to attempt to swing. We're going to trade with the Zawart there. That's 5 to his 5. We're both back to a empty board state. Gonna pay 2 for another Zawart. Another Zawart. I think that's like 9 times we've played Zawarts between the two of us, between the bouncing and recurring. And my top deck for turn is going to be a Unicorn mode Unicorn Gundam. That'll be the end of my turn 13. We're coming down to the top decks here. It's just an unfortunate situation to be in. Dan's just going to pass after that. No real useful draw on top deck. We're going to draw for turn. Our one top deck is going to be the Bandager to go with the Unicorn. We're going to get the draw on Link, and that's going to make the Unicorn a 6/5. Really solid. And we're going to attempt to swing into base. He's going to block with the Zawart. And deal 3 back. He's really not letting his underground mining facility go that easily. We're going to end our turn with the Gundam we just drew off of the Bandager. And absolutely insane. Absolutely insane.
That's ridiculous.
And top decks a Freedom Gundam. And then I think last turn he drew the Kira, which is why he didn't play it. But he goes and puts that with the Freedom. -2 AP on my Unicorn Gundam. He's going to swing into it, doing Kira's effect there. That's going to reduce it by 4 AP to make it a 2. So it's going to deal 2 back to the Freedom. Wicked good top deck for Dan there. Now we're going to see if we can't top deck ourselves. One more time. And we are. We're going to top deck another Unicorn mode. Where all the Unicorns were on the bottom half of the deck. Really not seeing a lot of that engine, fortunately. All we've really got. We have no other cards in hand, so it's just going to be, do we want to swing into base or into the Freedom? And we're going to swing into base, put 3 damage counters on it, and then pass it. It might have been more ideal to put the damage on the Freedom, but we'll see. Dan's going to pay 4 for another Ale Strike, another amazing top deck from Dan. He's going to swing in with the Freedom to my RX-78, reducing the AP by 2 to deal 1 back to the Freedom. And that puts 3 damage counters on the Freedom, making him a 4. So I could potentially trade in here. Pay 2. We're going to throw down a Strike Rouge, another piece of the blocker engine there that unfortunately we saw way too late in the game. We're going to attempt to swing into base to blow it up. This might have been more ideal for me to swing into the Freedom. But he's going to block with the Ale Strike, so we're going to trade once again. That'll be the end of my turn. I don't even know what turn we're on now. Passing it back to Dan. Can he top deck? And I think Dan just top decked the nuts. Dan just top decked the nuts. He dropped the Wing Gundam 0 for 8 to blow up my board. And then he's going to swing in with the Freedom. I'm pretty sure that is game. We're going to play a Show of Resolve on top deck.
That's probably one of the best things you could have seen.
And then we're going to play Overflowing Affection to follow that up. Really just trying to draw into stuff. I don't think it's going to matter too much. Not entirely sure what we drew here, but... 4. Another Ale Strike. And a Gun Cannon. Really just trying to stay alive at this point there, but I think that with the Wing Gundam on the board, it's just too much of a threat with the high maneuver. Do you have any way to deal with it? Gonna swing with that first with the high maneuver. We're gonna check no burst effects. He's gonna attempt to swing at life for game here. And then, yeah, we're just gonna trade. But it's going to deal 2 back because he reduces the AP by 2. So, fortunately, no real comeback. He's going to play the last Zawart. I don't know how many Zawarts we've played between the two of us so far, but that's absolutely insane. Just throws another one down, and that's the end of the end there. We top deck an Archangel. We throw that down. We attempt to swing into the Freedom. He blocks with a Zawart for the trade. And that is pretty much the game here. He's going to swing Freedom first. Archangel goes, and then the Wing Gundam swings for 0 for game. Thanks again for watching, guys. Once again, if you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe as always. But until the next video, guys, take care.